In the heart of Northeast Africa, nestled along the lifeblood of the Nile River, a civilization was born. A civilization that would shape the course of human history. Ancient Egypt, a land of mystery, magic, and monumental achievements, emerged from the river's fertile banks over 5,000 years ago. This is the story of a kingdom that rose to unparalleled heights, only to fall into the sands of time, leaving behind echoes of a once mighty empire. I am Niall from USA, a history and culture philosopher. This video will divide in 3 parts, covering how Egypt came to rise to the fall of Egypt. So stay in touch, and don't miss the end. The story of ancient Egypt begins with a momentous event, the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt. Around 3100 BCE, King Narmer, also known as Menes, achieved the impossible by bringing together the 2 lands under one rule. This act of unification marked the birth of the First Dynasty and the start of one of the most remarkable civilizations in human history. Upper Egypt, the southern region, was a land of narrow valleys and steep cliffs, while Lower Egypt, to the north, was a broad delta rich in resources like gold, silver, bronze, and they were professioned by agriculture. The Nile, the world's longest river, was the thread that connected these 2 distinct regions. King Narmer recognized the power of unity and symbolized this by wearing the crowns of both Upper and Lower Egypt, a gesture that solidified his authority and laid the foundation for a kingdom that would last for over 3 millennia. With unification, Egypt's first cities began to rise, and the foundations of their grand temples and palaces were laid. The era of the Pharaohs had begun, an era that would see Egypt become a beacon of culture, power, and innovation. At the heart of ancient Egypt's society were the Pharaohs, divine rulers considered gods on earth. The Pharaohs were not just kings, they were the living embodiment of the gods Horus and Ra, responsible for maintaining Ma'at, the cosmic order. Their rule was absolute, their power unquestioned. Pharaohs like Ramses II, known as Ramses the Great, expanded Egypt's borders and built monumental structures that still stand today, such as the temples at Abu Simbel. Meanwhile, the boy king Tutankhamun, though his reign was short, left behind treasures that continue to captivate the world. Each pharaoh left their mark, some through war and conquest, others through art and religion, but all through their divine right to rule. Under the pharaoh's rule, Egyptian society flourished. The people believed that their pharaoh's connection to the gods ensured the Nile's annual floods, which brought life to the land. In return, they built grand tombs, filled with riches, to honor their rulers in the afterlife. Yet, the story of Egypt is not just one of peace and prosperity. It is also a story of war, of battles fought to defend its borders, expand its territory, and repel invaders. Egypt's strategic location made it a prize for empires, and the pharaohs knew that their kingdom would only survive through strength and military might. One of the darkest periods in Egyptian history came with the invasion of the Hyksos, a foreign people who took control of Lower Egypt around 1650 BCE. For nearly a century, Egypt was divided, until Pharaoh Ahmose I expelled the Hyksos and reunited the land, marking the beginning of the new kingdom. This era saw Egypt at the height of its power, with pharaohs like Ramses II leading campaigns to assert dominance over their neighbors. The Battle of Kadesh in 1274 BCE was one of the largest chariot battles in history, pitting Ramses II against the Hittites in a struggle for control over the Levant. Though the battle ended in a stalemate, it demonstrated the might of the Egyptian army and the lengths to which pharaohs would go to protect their kingdom. But no kingdom, no matter how mighty, can escape the tides of history. The Sea Peoples, mysterious invaders from the Mediterranean, brought devastation to Egypt's coasts in the 12th century BCE. Though Egypt survived, the scars of these invasions left the kingdom weakened, setting the stage for its eventual decline. And so, After over 3,000 years of grandeur, Egypt's light began to fade. The once great kingdom, which had risen from the fertile banks of the Nile, fell into decline, its power eroded by external invasions and internal strife. This part will be continued to how Egyptians made their fortunes. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.